Hey yo, what's up? It's Dominic D'Angelo. It's Rumor and Innuendo, and it's a Tuesday. That's right, Tuesday. And I'm flying solo today, as a matter of fact. Robert is on assignment, so we are going to be talking a little bit about WWE Raw and some interesting Chad Gable uh, advice, I guess it would be. Yes, according to Jeff Jarrett. So let's cover some stuff here, but let's say hi to some folks in the chat here. We got Willie Thornberry saying, when Jacob dropped one knee and held his arm up, it reminded me so much of The Undertaker. I can almost hear Paul Bearer saying, oh, yes. Yes, indeed. We'll talk about that for sure. Triple E says, what's up? WWE King of the Ring tournament isn't anything without King of the Indies, Marcus D'Angelo, dude who had Oba and Lesnar running away. I mean, right? I agree with that, Triple E. Cami Star says, after warning. Thank you, Cami. Good to see you. Drayon says, hello, R&I. I'm loving Monday afternoon wrestling. Yeah, it's pretty nice, right? How convenient. They should do that all the time, I guess. Why not? Actually, you think about it. It's Netflix. Does it really matter if it's on at 7 at night? I don't know, dude. I don't get it. Uh, let's see. Oh, yes. We already said that, so we got that one covered. Kimmy Star says it was that last hour was a blast of a match. The rest was forgettable. Yeah, we'll talk about more of that. I have my take on that whole match, as a matter of fact. Willie Thornberry says, good after morning, R&I. Do you think WWE could run Breaker versus Femi in a King of the Ring qualifying match with a decisive victory? I think that's a great question. We'll see it there. Triple E also says, oh, S-H-I-T. It's Dom, R&I, unrestricted, LOL. And then Legs Louie. Thank you, Legs Louie. Happy Tuesday, Dom. Hope you're well. I am doing well. Devin Dowling also tunes in. Ayo. So there we go. Devin says that men's Fatal 4 was pretty good last night. That tag match was too. There we go. All right. Well, yes, let's talk Raw. I actually just tuned into it this morning, as I typically do. I usually don't tune in live, but I did, and it was okay. Like, honestly, there's some lazy aspects to what WWE's been doing lately, as we know, and it seems uninspired aspects of it all too. I think the whole product just feels lethargic, and and that's quite the contrast because the crowd reacted really well, and it overall it was. I thought, some of that opening segment with Fatu and Reigns, it's just not the best way to handle Fatu. Now, I think Fatu handled the best way that he could in conveying, like, hey, I'm standing up, being a man, showing my kids uh, what what a man does, and I owning up to what happened, and this is what I do. So he acknowledged Jacob, then he took a dig at Jay. Ultimately, though, where's this going? The bloodline is going. So they're baby faces. They're all baby faces, right? I mean, but they don't feel like a babyface faction. They feel like, I don't know, like, who's stopping them? The deck is stacked against anybody that's going up against them, and it's just like this dominant babyface faction. Where's the heels? Where's what is going on here? They have nobody to go up against, and it just feels like, hey, this is the bare basics of what we should do on what attracts people. The bloodline attracts people. The bloodline draws. Pun not dead. But I think I don't. It's not the best way to do it. I mean, like, they did not pick a lane with Roman Reigns. He came off as arrogant. He came off as like this, holier than thou, like, top heel. Still, he's got that, like, him just kind of like laughing it off, like, that's one of my favorite nights to acknowledgement night and all that stuff, and then just taking digs at Jacob Fatu. It wasn't a great position. I didn't. I mean, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Jacob Fatu should be handled in a bigger and better way. I thought he handled it the best way he could. And let me say, too, this is no light at Roman Reigns whatsoever. It's just how he's positioned, and what's the story is getting conveyed as. I mean, I like Roman Reigns, but I think he would be much positioned better as a heel. And this whole storyline should not be heading in the direction that it should be. Because what's next? There was a lot of what's next on this episode of Raw, I thought. What's next for Sol Ruka? She just went out and cut a promo, and then that was it. There was no sets or stakes to it. What's next for what is next for the Bloodline? There's no who's lined up. There's nothing to tune in for me to tune into next week. Really, that's engaging about all this, except we have the King of the Ring, more King of the Ring Fatal 4-Ways. I'm not that intrigued by that because King of the Ring, I have a lot to take exception. I said this show was all right, and it was all right, but there was nothing crazy about it. Oh, thank you. Joseph Wade Walters says happy birthday. Thank you. Yes, it is my birthday today. I joined Lex Luger and AJ Styles. I share a birthday with both of them. So pretty good company in that regard. Thank you, Triple E. Yes, it is wrestling. Well, it is my birthday. Did I get my own dinosaur yet? I don't know what's that mean, Triple E. My own dinosaur. Wrestling Old Head says they're setting up for Oba to confront Roman and have Oba run the gauntlet against the members at least. That's where I hope they go. I know, but okay, so then you're making Fatu look like a lackey, if that's the case. And Roman's still over, as a baby face. So it's a very head scratching kind of thing to put him in. I'm for that, but to Robert's point, why not have done the night after WrestleMania? You have Roman drop the title. It would have made plenty of sense. Plenty of sense. And heck, if you really wanted to, you could have brought Brock Lesnar back and had him fight Oba, Clash in Italy, still as title on the line. And then, hey, you're kind of making it happen where it looks like Brock is going to wrestle at SummerSlam in Minnesota, obviously, but then he could still lose and then have him go up against Gunther instead of Oba. And then you get a great send-off for Brock. And you can still create the intrigue that could Brock unseat Gunther. Gunther has been the career killer, for better or for worse, of how they've handled it. But, you could still create that intrigue that, could Brock actually beat? And you can have that surprise, too. Because I think there's more story at this point. Gunther losing. I know this is all fantasy booking because this is not happening, but there's more story to Gunther losing to Brock and ending his career killer streak to Brock Lesnar, who ended the Undertaker streak. I think that's an intriguing story. And then you feed Gunther off of that. So I don't know. And then you have Brock's retirement be completely different because he says goodbye to everybody and he wins on a win. I like that more, I think. First of all, it says if the Vision ever gets healthy, we could see the Bloodline versus the Vision. We could see Roman and Seth team up before they face each other. Well, common enemy. I don't like that. I just don't like it. The Vision is not intriguing to me at this point. They're hurt. They're snake bit right now, and this is a tired thing of this Bloodline faction. There was no reason to put these guys back together. To be honest, there really wasn't, except to make money and to get eyes. And this is only a band-aid. This is a band-aid because the long-term effects of this is lethargy, and we're seeing that right now, I think. And we're getting on the embers. Once they get out of Europe and they don't have that hot crowd, where are you going? Where are you going with all this? Thank you, Wrestling Old Head, for the birthday wishes. Thank you, Dre Owens, for the birthday wishes. Thank you, Cammy, for the birthday wishes. So Triple E is just stoned. He's trying to make an old person joke. Yeah, I didn't. Oh, is it? Oh, I get it. Because dinosaur. I'm old. That's right. I know. So funny. I don't feel old, but I'm 41. So there is that. But I don't feel old. I really don't. I feel like I'm 28 years old. and that's a fact in several ways. Um, Speaking of feeling 28 years old, you know what helps with that? A little Blue Chew Gold. That's right, guys. If you're a lady or your fella or that person that sends you an eggplant emoji at 2 a.m. is ready for better sex, then you should be too. That's where Blue Chew comes in. They have been on a mission for years to get you bricked up, build your confidence, and help you actually perform in the bedroom. Their new arousal boosting formula, Blue Chew Gold, is helping millions of men have better sex in 2026. While most ED meds only focus on the blood flow, Blue Chew Gold goes further by combining two ingredients for blood flow with two ingredients for mental arousal and connection. So you're not just physically ready, you're actually in the mood. This type of innovation is why Blue Chew Gold is the number one brand in erectile function. So don't let your mind get in the way of a good time. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. We've got a special deal for our listeners right now. When you buy 2 months of Blue Chew Gold, you get the third month for free with promo code RUMOR. That's promo code RUMOR. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And hey, we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast. We also, listen, I'm trying to reel and get back in the mode of accepting 41 as an age. It's fine. It's just a number. Age is just a number. But you want your mental faculties all aligned. You want creativity flowing, and you want that done typically naturally, right? Well, I drink coffee every morning. You can drink coffee too in a different way, and that is called mud water. That's right. I like mud water a lot. I have it at my place, and it's a great way to get that mental health going. May was Mental Health Awareness Month, and protecting your mind is the first act of creativity because it usually starts before 9 a.m. And it should, right? You should get up and you should start getting those creative juices flowing, get those things thinking. And every single ingredient in mud water products are 100% USDA certified organic, non-GMO, gluten-free, vegan, and kosher. So there's also zero sugar and no sweeteners added. So, are you ready to make the switch to cleaner energy? Head to mudwater.com and grab your starter kit today. Right now, our listeners get an exclusive deal up to 43% off your entire order, plus free shipping and a free rechargeable frother when you use code RUMOR. That's right, up to 43% off with code RUMOR at mudwtr.com. After you purchase, they'll ask you how you found them. Please support our show and let that rumor and Innuendo sent you. Thank you, guys. Definitely try out Mudwater if you're looking for a coffee alternative and something a little different. Give it a spin, see how it is for you. See if you like it. All right, let's take some more super chats here. Wrestling Old Head says, not super chats, just regular chats. That's true, Dom. Roman can't be protected forever. It was a great time to cause chaos by having Jacob break the throne of the bloodline while Roman questions his own leadership. Perfect story. Great story. You get layers with Roman. If you want to then, if you set Roman up as the heel in this whole feud with Jacob and then he loses, you get him to be even more reflective of the ego that he's developed over the course of time and has to reassess who he is as a star and what his career means to him moving forward. I think that's a way more intriguing story that you're going to get with Roman and with Jacob as the champ in the same turn. I really think Jacob should have won the title. And ultimately, I think Oba should have won the title the night after WrestleMania, like Robert pitched earlier. But that didn't happen. So if you're going in this route, create a cool story where Jacob is the Samoan wild man. Now Roman acknowledges him. Roman has to accept the fact that he's not the tribal chief right now. And it's Jacob Fatu. I think that's a way more intriguing story, different story. You don't get this same old cookie cutter bloodline stuff that you're just leaning on because it drew in the past and now you're hoping it's going to draw again. I don't think this has long legs. Dre Owen says, did anyone notice Theory and Maxine in the background yesterday? Otis and Tozawa versus the Vision for the tag titles. Maxine turns on Otis and Tozawa. I like it. Probably one of the most intriguing stories going actually right now because it's something different. And I like Maxine. I think she can be a great heel. Let's get Otis back in the forefront too, by the way. I think that's a big aspect. Wrestling Audit says, we've come a long way since the 80s where 30-year-old men look 50. I'm 41 on the 16th and don't feel like it at all. Not sure about how I look, but I feel young. LOL. Dom, you look 30, man. Thank you. Wrestling Old. Thank you. I appreciate it. Well, you know what's humbling is Wrestling Old Head. You're saying you're not even 41 yet. And I'm like, oh, man. It puts things in perspective, too. So, Yeah, I know. Listen, guys, no matter what they say, when you do turn 40, you're still young. You're still young at 50, to be honest. You really are. You know. Thankfully, I've given that. Rob Van Dam has helped me with that perspective. Actually, to view age in a different light. That's what's great about RVD. Shout out to Rob. He's a good guy. What a swell fellow that Rob Van Dam is. Um, yes, I agree with this. I like Theory with Dupree. They've been very hated and look like reality. Yes, I completely agree. This is it's a great perspective. I think this is Austin Theory's real opportunity to develop his character, get a new side of him. Perfect. This is like one of the few rare things that WWE is currently doing right now. So hopefully that really flows in and develops. Even if they break away from the vision, I think they'll be great in the vision. But even if they did, you could do that later on. Actually, make Maxine Dupree and Austin Theory a power couple. I like it. I like it a lot. Mm, let's see. Let's see. Just trying to check your comments before I keep moving. Oh, huh. How about that? See, you guys are helping me put myself over. Probably LOL. And 40, damn dumb. I legit thought late 20s, early 30s. Yes. Yes, I am. Mhm. Yes. Trey Owens, like Doc Holliday voice. I'm in my prime. Amen to that. Okay, what else did I want to take away from you? So I did mention Sol Ruka. So she cut a promo. It was okay, whatever. But like no setup for what's next for her or who's next for her. Like I mean, later on we did get that with little interaction between and backstage with Lyra Valkyria and her and Bailey, like being like, "Hey, what's going on there?" But ultimately, like it's just like, all right. So we see that. Why didn't we get that in the ring? Why didn't we get something developing a little bit more? Like it just is. It just feels very lazy and paint by numbers kind of booking at the moment in time, and I think that's very frustrating. Trying to think what other takeaways I have. Um, let's get Montez Ford heated up. I'm still with that. I really want to see more Montez Ford, and him like being somebody that like could square up against the bloodline would be kind of cool. And like, but you again, then I mean, if you did that, you're putting bloodline in this heel dominant faction position again. I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in what they're doing with these factions, and it just seems very, very lazy. I don't like it. It's funny too that the mask versus match was the talk of the weekend, was the big talk of the weekend, and WWE, rightfully so, is trying to capitalize on it. Like they promoted that match that it would air right after Raw several times, like throughout the show. Good on them. Good on them because I thought that was a important thing to do. Um, let's see. Devin thinks I don't think this is the case, but he says, I think E blocked me, LMAO. I don't know what it would have done to him. I can't see his comments anymore, LOL. I don't really, more funny than anything. I think maybe that, are you guys on different channels? Is that what it is? Because I think that's what, yeah. Wrestling it says, I think he was watching on a different account. E, let us know what's going on here. What's the deal? Devin says, I'm down for a push of the street daddies. Yes. Yeah. And Cammy is not blocked. You're not blocked? All right. Wonder why is people blocking people? We don't need any of that if that is going on. Let's keep a good feng shui going on here. Feng shui. Look, I got a robot behind me. Off of this. But yes. I didn't block anyone. I see Devin stuff. I was cleaning bird. SHIT. What? Seagull. Crapped on. Boy. Sorry, Triple E. That's rough times. Seagull crapped on him on his head. What a way to begin a Tuesday. All right. Hey, speaking of mask versus match, I did want to talk about this. I thought this was a very astute take by Jeff Jarrett, even if it's something doesn't come to fruition here. So, My World podcast, uh, a sister show here on Ring Classics, if you will. he mentioned Gable's performance in the match against Grande Americana, and while expressing doubt WWE management would follow up with a meaningful push, could envision this happening. To what Jeff is going like to what Jeff's about to say, like that. Yeah, I could see a push not happen for Gable. Like, would we all be shocked if Gable got let go? At some point here, like we've seen this happen before to stars. Jeff says, I just don't see WWE pushing him because he's worked under the Vince regime. And obviously now he's worked under the Triple H regime, but they're not all of a sudden magically going to go, oh, yeah, he's our guy. So he urges Gable to leverage his contract situation. He says, I would absolutely leverage with New Japan having new owners. I think he needs to just keep doing what he's doing, but be ready to leave. I don't see TKO coming to him and saying, hey, man, you performed great in Monterey. We're going to give you a bump in pay. I just don't see that. I think he could monetize his talent more. So I think that's really a great take by Jeff. Just be safe, cover your bases, and have the confidence that what you're doing is what's right, for you. And I think Gable could be a star anywhere. New Japan, AEW. I mean, could you imagine AEW gets New Day? You got to push those guys like crazy then and just make them something. Because don't know if you guys happen to see this too, but Shelton Benjamin on his Instagram, not only did he give a great workout that I saw his workout that he was doing in this video, and I put it on my workout regimen yesterday. I don't know what he totally works. I know it's lunges, but he's like doing like tricep skull crushers at the same time, and so I don't know if it works both those. I did get some good cardio doing all that stuff. Check it out. Go to Shelton Benjamin's Instagram if you want a cool workout, little that I was not aware of. But could you imagine Shelton and the Hurt Syndicate going up against like New Day and like Chad Gable or something like that, or get New Day with Swerve? My goodness. The possibilities there are great. You could ride off of that heel turn that WWE did not capitalize on and put New Day with Swerve. Have the Hurt Syndicate be the badass baby faces that go up against. I mean, that's money right there. And I know I was just talking about Gable, but Gable would be big time money. And in AEW, get Gable there, make Gable like one of your prominent stars, and you have him I'm just trying to think Gable and MJF would be a lot of fun. Could you imagine Gable and MJF together? That'd be a blast of a feud. Even if Gable doesn't win the title at that point in time, have him do that. Gable and Jon Moxley. Some intriguing possibilities. So it's there's no definitive thing that Gable was getting cut or leaving. But to Jeff's point, I would be prepared because you just never know. And RVD happened to say that too. He never felt that he was totally safe in WWE that from getting cut. He always expected it could happen at any time. So if RVD thinks that, everybody else should kind of think that too. So let's get some feedback here. Shelton Benjamin does not age. He does not. I watched him. I was like, man, he looks great. New Day for the Embassy. Yes, I agree. Devin also says that's brilliant, Dom. New Day, Swerve, Prince Nana, Kevin Knight. Ooh, I think that's too much. I think it's too much. I would not put Kevin Knight in this group for the simple reason that I think he can handle himself on his own, but I'm not necessarily against that either. Because you have him, if you have Swerve, that's your world, quote unquote. I don't want to position New Day as just a tag team though either at the same time. So I think you get New Day and Swerve together and Prince Nana. And that's a trio. And when you think about cool classic trios, you think about the NWO. I mean, but then I'm also thinking at the same time too, they brought in Six added to the faction too. So if you do that with Kevin Knight, maybe you got a point there. I would not necessarily be against that. Now I think about that more, Devin. Chris, sorry, we're just moving in the chats here. Chris Gamma, thank you for tuning in. Where can I watch Raw 5/1/23 full show? You mean yesterday's Raw? And you just typed in the numbers wrong? 6, because May 1st, 2023 is quite ways away. from us. Now, Chad Gable and AEW could work really well. Gable could also do excursions. Yes, think about it. Like Cody Rhodes made the blueprint for everybody. So did Matt Cardona. But like Cody Rhodes to go out, go do your stuff, do your own thing, and just working on you, and then ultimately you get bigger payoff when you come back. Um, got to text Fonzie. We'll work that out. Devin, he also wants to clarify, Devin, I see your stuff. I would never block any of y'all. You know, some good people know YouTube been glitching for me. Not loading. I almost had to watch R&I on Twitter today. Very interesting. Yeah. I don't know. It's just some weird stuff going on with the social media and the algorithms here too at the same time. And just the logistics of how things get worked out. So hopefully you get that all squared away there. Triple E. Wrestling Old Head says if Gable goes to AEW, he should work with Hook on and off camera. Ooh, that's a good call too. Yeah, it's a good call for sure. Jay says it was the anonymous Raw GM doing all of it. Yeah. All right. Well, you know what? I think that'll do it for me. I know I usually go longer on solo shows and everything, but I do have to go to my shoot job later today. I want to go to the gym before I go to my shoot job, and then tonight I'm going to the movie theater to watch not the Mandalorian and Grogu or whatever, not the what is it called? The one with the walls, the I don't know. It's like that YouTube viral movie, The Back Walls. Is that what it's called? That. I'm not watching that, and I'm not watching Obsession. I'm seeing Mortal Kombat 2. That's right. Mortal Kombat 2. Not seeing He-Man either, as Triple E just pointed out. No, Mortal Kombat 2, because I just watched the first new one from 2021, and I was pleasantly surprised by it. Like, I thought, yeah, it's some of the acting's a little, and a little bit of like the delivery and all that, but at the same time, too, I thought it was really fun video game movie. Like they did some fun fatalities. I thought the characters were really Kano. I was pleasantly surprised with how Kano was portrayed. So really fun. Johnny Cage is one of my all-time favorite video game characters, right behind Luigi from Super Mario Brothers. He's like my all-time favorite video game character, and maybe John Marston from Red Dead too. But Johnny Cage is up there, and he's the main highlight of this. So it's like, why not celebrate a birthday by going and seeing Mortal Kombat 2 tonight? So that's what I'm going to do. That's on my agenda. So I got some stuff to do, but I want to thank all of you for tuning in, wishing me a happy birthday. It means a lot. So I appreciate all that, the kind words, and everybody chiming in here and giving their opinions. So we'll be back tomorrow, just as we are every Monday through Friday, on a plethora of channels, including the W Creative _ X account, the at Dominic D'Angelo X account, the at Studio One Sports X account, at StudioOneSports.com, and wherever you get your podcasts, whether that's on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever. So thank you all for tuning in, and I appreciate everybody. So thank you. I will, Devin, enjoy the rest of my birthday. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your June 2nd. Hey, happy birthday. Thank you, Lou. Appreciate it. And happy birthday to Lex Luger and AJ Styles. So see you next time here on Rumor and Innuendo. Best luck in your future endeavors. And hey, go Knicks. I'll talk about that tomorrow too. Shh.